Dang, it's the end of an era, that is for sure. I have left Lazarus Esports for almost 3 years now. I have been a content creator on Lazarus Esports, and now I have decided that it is time for me to part ways with the organization. It's been quite a long time coming. I've been thinking about leaving Lazarus for quite a while now, and today I'm just going to be talking about my reasoning for it and letting you guys know what was going on and all that stuff. So, yeah, let's talk about it. So, yeah, as I mentioned, I've been part of Lazarus for almost 3 years. I ended up joining Lazarus back in August of 2020. So, we would be approaching our 3rd year anniversary in Lazarus in August this year. However, I decided to cut things off a bit early. I actually decided to leave back in January, but of course we didn't get the announcement till much later on because, you know, things move a lot slower behind the scenes. And I guess that's kind of part of the reason why I left, but mostly the absolute biggest reason why I left Lazarus was simply because I didn't feel like I offered too much to the organization, as my views have been much lower since the time when they picked me up. If you guys didn't know, when they picked me up for the very first time, I was creating content on a game called Naruto Boruto Shinobi Striker, and I was more of an anime gaming YouTuber than anything else. I played like My Hero 1's Justice 2, Jump Force, Shinobi Striker, Naruto Storm, that kind of stuff, right? I started switching things up around the time, you know, Guilty Gear's beta happened, and I was getting more and more into fighting games and stuff like that. Even though this channel was originally founded on, you know, stuff like Street Fighter and stuff like that, I got into the anime game stuff. I grew really big, you know, 10K off of that, which I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support over the years. But nowadays, I don't really get as many views on Twitch. I don't really get views ever. Like, even back then, you know, I always like streamed on YouTube, so I didn't really get views as far as like live streams go. So I didn't really offer too much for the org as a whole. And, you know, of course, you know, some videos do extremely well. Right now, we're doing much better than we used to, by at least like 30%. Like, we're up 30% from where we used to be. So, you know, it's a little bit better. We're doing much better now than we were before. But when I decided to leave, we were doing like, you know, pretty much nothing for the org. And on top of that, I don't want to sound ungrateful when I say this, but they weren't really doing much for me either. So it was kind of like mutual, where I was just kind of on the roster and neither of us were really doing much for each other. But yeah, the general idea of it is that, like, I was on the roster and I didn't really do much. There was a few things that, you know, a couple opportunities that never ended up, you know, going through because, you know, background stuff, you know, sometimes things don't go through, and you know what, that's perfectly fine. I hold no grudges. Overall, I had a pretty good time in Lazarus, especially the first few months in Lazarus, where like I was doing like live streams with the Lazarus crew, and you know, we were playing Among Us and all this stuff, and we ended up, you know, having a good time. Lazarus started to go in a much different direction than where, you know, I really want to be, and I really don't think I need a esports organization behind me anymore. I think that as a content creator, I don't really need it, and they don't really need me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty much the main reason why I left. Generally, we just weren't really doing anything with each other, and Lazarus is going off in a much different direction than where I want to go and where my content is going. That's why I decided that now was a good time to leave, you know, give them my notice, let them know that I'm leaving, and then we get the post on Twitter, and then we're good. I'm officially no longer a member of Lazarus. But that doesn't mean that the channel is going to die anytime soon. That doesn't mean that we're stuck doing, you know, one thing or the other. You know, there's a path, a specific path that I want to take, and we're going to take it. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep making content, and I'm very excited for the future of the channel. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Peace out. It's been Casual.